Whether the gloves come off at the debate or not, it's clear the day-to-day campaign combat is getting rough. After a month of character attacks and finger-pointing, we're suddenly seeing a softer side of John McCain this weekend. And joining me to talk about the strategy and the campaign plan is McCain policy advisor Nancy Pfotenhauer, live from Arlington, Virginia. Nancy, good to see you. So listen,
good to see you.
I think it was the last time that you and I spoke. You mentioned that at these rallies, the candidates really can't often hear what those folks are yelling. But this past week, you and I both know Senator McCain was confronted directly by an audience member who called Obama an Arab and said he couldn't be trusted. Senator McCain put his foot down on that on Friday. Let me ask you, looking back at these last series of events, what is your best explanation for why we've been seeing this angry language from the audience, including what this lady said in that exchange there?
Well, Tamara, I think people are getting more and more concerned that Senator Obama may actually be elected president and that the policies that he's advocating would take us in precisely the wrong direction, whether you're talking about the economy or the foreign policy challenges that we're facing. And I think there's an element of frustration and real concern. I mean, you've got Senator Obama advocating raising taxes in what I think everybody believes will be officially a recession.
Yeah, let me ask you, but are they reacting to his policies or are they reacting to other things? Because she didn't say, I hate his policies. She said he's an Arab, I can't trust him. They didn't say, I don't agree with tax cuts or whatever his plan is. They said, kill him.
Well, you know, Tamara, I can't project into the mind of somebody who would say something like that. Obviously, I focus primarily, and I think our campaign focuses primarily on the policies that he's advocated, and to an extent, some of his associations, because it points out the fact that he embraces things when it works for him, and he tosses them over the side when it doesn't. And whether that's a relationship with Bill Ayers that he kept up, you know, through 2005 at least, or whether it's his support, his opposing handguns until he's running in the general, whether it's opposing the FISA bill until he's running in the general. His differences on policies between the primary and the general make you think he's two entirely different candidates. You know, taxes and spending. He's completely tried to reinvent himself, and I think it's that tendency of his to embrace something when it works for him and throw it over the side of the bus when it doesn't.
Okay, well, let me ask you this,
people
Nancy.
wonder if they can trust him.
Let me ask you this. The Politico is reporting that your campaign is meeting behind closed doors to construct an all-new economic plan. Is that true? Is that false? What do you know here? What can you tell me? It's supposed to be unveiled this week, they say.
Well, Tamara, what I can tell you is that we are completely focused on the economic challenges facing this country, and as you can see, Senator McCain has been very active in
So is it true, Nancy? Are you going to roll out this new economic plan this week? Is that part true or false?
What I can tell you is that we continue to be very focused on the challenges that we're facing, and as you saw, even by the end of this week, Senator McCain came out with a new proposal to make sure that seniors who might be automatically forced under their 401ks to start to try to cash them in at a time when they are at rock bottom should not be forced to do so. So we're going to continue to come up with solutions that we think are necessary given the challenging times that we're in.
Okay, let me play this new ad from the Obama campaign. It was just released. Take a look at this one.
John McCain admits if the election's about the economy, he's going to lose. Now as Americans lose their jobs and savings, McCain's resorting to smears and false attacks.
So let me ask you, Nancy, how do you convince voters with these 23 days left that John McCain is the man to fix the ailing economy when you've got the report that the campaign wanted to change the topic?
Well, I think I think that's been completely parsed and taken out of context. It's like the 100
So
years
put it in
war
context.
Comment.
What was said then?
Well, okay, let me put it in context. And the context is that whenever there's an economic downturn, the political party of the incumbent in the White House carries that burden. That's well known. Also, what's well known, though, is that Senator McCain is outperforming the Republican generic ballot by several points and has been through this entire time. He's the only Republican who has a chance to win because he's not your typical Republican, because he's challenged his own party and reached across party lines on contentious issues to solve the nation's problems. And I think what Senator McCain needs to do and has been doing is continue to point out the differences in his approach versus Barack Obama's. And I know that it's impossible for anybody to believe that I'm objective about this, but I am an economist, and I will tell you that you do not raise taxes in a recession. No country has ever taxed its way to prosperity. Senator McCain's plan of low taxes, low spending, and aggressively pursuing pursuing markets for American exports is precisely what needs to be done.
Okay.
And his expertise in the foreign policy arena is so well established, and Senator Obama has made so many rookie errors in that field that I think we win on that one.
Okay, well, the objective advisor to the campaign, which is not possible, but we'll talk about that later. All right, thank you very much. Wow. Well,